Hi everybody, how you doing today? Time for another 5-minute tutorial on tips and tricks in PowerDirector. I have version 15, but this should work in other editing software such as Sony, Adobe, etc. I've created a playlist, PowerDirector Editing Software Tips and Tricks, where all of these tutorials will reside on my Studio David channel on YouTube. Here is where you will find other videos that I may mention as precursors to the video you're watching today. In this tutorial here, I'll be getting much deeper into my folder structure and the templates that I use when I have a project in PowerDirector. As you've seen in the previous videos on folder structure and media management, when I come up with something that I like and I feel that I may be using that again and again, I save that PowerDirector program file to go back to at a later time. For example, right here I have 4-track GoPro settings with red arrows. We'll let PowerDirector open up, and then I have this saved as a template that I can go in and change the text, and here I got an arrow highlighting a piece of that text. When I want to use this in a video, I change the text as I need, render this as a movie, import it into the other project, which is my final project, using the chroma key settings in the PIP window, and the black disappears and the text floats over the video that I am highlighting. If you've seen my videos, you've seen that I have a consistent opening and a consistent ending. Here I have what I call my plug and go templates. This is my go-to template. I'll let it roll through here. That's where my opening card would be with my title, Studio David. This is the opening notes. I can change those to anything that I want. I have the flare, my music here in this track here, my cameras. The cameras is a mini movie that I've already made and rendered, and then I have that installed right there. Then as we roll through the body of my video, we've got my copyright 2019 and my channel name and my cute little watermarks of the equipment that I use. Then as we roll through this, we're going to get to my end credits and my music credits. Each one of these, again, are a mini movie that I've created in PowerDirector, rendered it, and then imported it and inserted it here in this template. I've got a space here to add a few more credits for the movies, up to 3 movies. Then I've got my, let's get it going here, my end card. So when I've got a project, my focus is on the main body of the project that I'm working on. I configure that and customize that to my liking, whether there's text involved or fades, transitions, and etc. And then I render that as a movie. Then I import that and drop that in right here. I insert my new opening title card, any little mini movies of extra music that I've put in, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to render. Project is done. When my project is complete, I save it as with a specific name to the event in the project and save it, and then that leaves the template free for use at a later time. A couple of quick tips when I'm working on the main body of a project. I have no transition on the front end of the project and no transition on the end of the project. If I have fades and transitions within the body of the main movie, that's fine, but leave the ends blank so you can then fill those in if needed here in the template. Also, if you have any background music with your project, I add that last here in the template, not in the main body that I've been working on. I have found that adding the music last here in the template is a better way of doing it in case there is any editing that you do in the main body and that screws up the timing of the music. When I'm ready to add the background music, I drop it in here into track number 2, audio. There's a gap for it between my end music and my beginning music. Here we are in my 5-minute tutorial folder, and here is the template that I've come up with for these. This is just a variation on the other template, but inserted I have some text and speech voiceovers that are specific to these 5-minute tutorials. Here you can see that I have the text set up, just a little bit of adjustment, ready to go. Here is a template specific to the time-lapse movies that I make. If you've been working with any editing software for any length of time, you have found out that a lot of this stuff is extremely time intensive. I save practically every program file for anything that I've ever done so I can go back to it at a later time, see what I did in a specific customization of, say, in the PIP designer. How did I do that last time? I can go back to it, look at it, review it, and go, oh, that's out. Well, that wraps up part 1 of my templates and folder structure tutorial. Part 2, I will focus on the benefits to doing this modular form of movie editing and how the file structure, file path of PowerDirector and any other editing software comes into play. That wraps it up for this tutorial. Hope you guys can take some of this information and use it to your benefit. Thank you very much.